Hey there everybody, this is Ms. Hurst. Welcome back to week 3, pulling in other resources on our Zero to Heroes Schoology course and day 16. How do I assign content externally? What do you need? Well, you're just going to need some websites that are not Schoology that you would like to use in your course. So, let's get started. Hey there Schoology users, and welcome back to day 16. We're talking about how do I assign content externally. So we talked a little bit about external tools, but now we're going to be going with, well, what if I don't already have an external tool for that? So there's a lot of different ways to do it. And we're going to be going into materials, and we're going to do sort of a little hack into things, because we're going to take something that already exists and we're just going to link elsewhere. Or we're going to embed it. So I personally enjoy doing it this way because if you do, then everything's sort of contained within Schoology, and it just makes it easier on your families and your kids to go through and see everything. Another feature I like doing with this is I will use this same trick we're doing today to embed my plan book for students to use as a calendar. That's actually what happens if they click on this Don't Know What to Do button. So, first thing we're going to do is talk about how do we add this. You could add it from an assignment or you could add it from a page. It doesn't matter. But all you're going to do is you're going to name it and describe it however you'd like. So let's do quizzes practice. Complete the following activity. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set all my things down here, and I'm just going to quickly put some random things in. Always disable my comments. And now we're going to actually complete the activity. So at the top here, just as a quick, people always ask me, well, what do you use? So I use this website called GoFormative. I'm a fan of it because when you create things or you just find things that have already been created, you can do immediate feedback, show the students what's going on. You can add a question on the fly. There's PDF annotation. I mean, it really includes basically everything on the free account. I don't pay for anything, so I do recommend this one. I also like ClassKick, as you can see here. What ClassKick will do is it will let you write on something. So if I grab this Changing Dimensions practice, you can see that I had these worksheets that my students had gotten, and I have recorded myself giving the directions each time. I have the different boxes set up where they can type the answers. I'm able to handwrite on it using the app on my iPad, and I can actually see all student work in real time as well, just like Formative. I do like it for this little audio box feature though. If you play it, you get to hear the directions. Students can respond with audio, you can make manipulatives, and they have these cute little stickers that make it really fast for grading, and you can personalize with your own little Bitmoji type of idea. Then I will use something called wiser.me, as you can see it here. A lot like Formative, but a different site. This one's going to create everything straight down in a line. You can have video questions, drag and drop questions, just really whatever you can think of. It's going to be here. You can see I have a bunch of things. Usually I use something pre-made. They have a nice library of that. But for our purposes today, we're going to do a quizzes, where they have actually just rolled out a new feature that I found out about today that lets you do lessons sort of like Nearpod or Pear Deck. You could also do that with this too. So all I'm going to do is type in a topic, and since I think I might be teaching Algebra 2 this year, and our first topic is sequences, we're going to find that. And then you can go through and see, hey, which one of these seems good? So we're just going to do a basic, do you know what a sequence is? There's 10 questions here. Awesome. All you do is you will click on it to play it. And it's going to bring you to this screen. You're going to have the option to play it live or as homework. For the purposes of embedding it into an assignment, you want to use the homework. And that's with any of these. You don't really want to embed the live. You want to embed the homework version, which will keep them within the Schoology website. So we're going to just assign this as homework real quick. So at the point in my last portion of this video where I was going through quizzes, I ended up having my Wi-Fi quit and some errors pop up. I'm going to tell you about them because it's important to know when it goes wrong if you can do anything. So I want to show you that when I embedded using the way I'm going to show you with a different program, this is what happened. I have not been able to figure out why. The only thing I can guess is that when Schoology has been messing with code, for some reason that is happening. I do not know why. I was not even able to get around this by putting just the website address in or join my quizzes, which is what I had tried here. So we're going to do it with Wiser so that you can see a properly done code embed. And if I figure out how to fix quizzes, I'll let you guys know. So same process as before, just to remind you. We're going to scroll down, make an assignment, and then we're going to embed. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom where I have the Wiser assignment. And you can see it looks like this. They have to log in with their account, and then it makes them do something. Now, here's the thing. This isn't what all I want them to do, because I'm going to use a trick that lets me grade this a lot faster. And that trick is that above your item, whatever it is, and then I always make the text big and I change the color, I'm going to say, please submit a screenshot of your graded assignment. What this does is when they are done, they're going to get a screen that shows like the final grade. Yay, you submitted it. Here's what you got. They're going to submit that screenshot. Then I can just put that grade in. I don't have to bounce back and forth between the website. I do afterwards just to make sure that they didn't, find another person who got 100% and use theirs instead. Or mess with the coding. There's a ways to get around it. But this speeds up my grading for 99% of my kids, and I can actually write physical feedback on there using my iPad and the writing tool. So I always have them do that screenshot for any external website so that although I can go back and check it, it's also right here in Schoology, and it makes it, 15 seconds to grade versus 5 minutes. So that's that. And then you just hit Save Changes. But we're going to talk about how I got the actual item here. So when I've gone to Wiser and I have created my sheet, reviewed it, I hit Assign to Learners and this pops up. Now I can assign it by a link. And so if I'm going to do it by link, the nice thing here is it does give me the embed code as an option. So all I will do is copy this and I will paste it into the HTML on Schoology. That's what you see right here. That is that same code I just pasted over. Now, what if a website doesn't have that? So I'm going to add an extra website onto this assignment, and I'm going to grab a class kick one. We're going to add this, edit this changing dimensions practice. And I wouldn't typically put two things like this, but just for showing you what's going on. Over here, it has a link, and you just click that to copy it. And then you're going to go to an iframe generator. So I use this one called iframegenerator.com. You just paste the URL in, and then you want to mess with the size. So I'm going to make it 600 by 600. I'm going to enable the scroll bar, and I don't need to worry about the other things. This is in pixels, so it means that it's going to be 600 pixels wide and 600 pixels tall. Hit generate, and now it's going to take me to this website. So I copy it, go over, and I just paste it in. Save my changes. And now, on my website here, when I scroll down, past my Wiser item, here is ClassKick, and it is perfectly embedded within the website. And students would see it that way as well. Now, what's nice about ClassKick is they don't actually have to log in. They can just put their name there on the worksheet. However, if they do that, they only have that session open to them. So I personally really like to embed outside tools this way. I think it is a very useful setup. I would like to show you one more that I think is really cool. Okay, so the last program I'd like to show you is Wakelet. And I like this one because you can actually have it change and read in another language. So here I tested it out with Spanish. This here is called Immersive Reader, and it's built into the program, and it is completely free. And when you click on it, it will actually read this to you. Now, the cool thing is that you can actually change grammar options and have it highlight parts of speech and do syllables and whatnot. You can also change the language. So if you have an ELL student, or in this case, you have someone who speaks English and doesn't understand Spanish, they can translate the whole document, as you can see here, and it will read it to them in that new language.
How are you? I am fine. How old are you? He does his homework.
So as you can see, the original was in Spanish and it translated over to English. This is especially useful when you're trying to accommodate students. So let's embed this. So I'm going to skip using their embed code and go to my iframe generator. Paste that in, generate the code, copy it, go over, and I'm going to click on this little icon here. Normally it's in the visual mode. We want it in HTML. Paste that in, and we're just going to see how this goes through and create it. It's going to be at the very bottom. Oh, I have to put a category in. There we go. Create. And we scroll to the very, very bottom to see it, because that's where I have it set up. Click on the Wakelet, and now you'll see that that whole web page is linked in here, and it's refusing to connect, so let's see why. So my guess is that the frame size is too small. So let's make it 800 by 800. Generate, copy it, edit, and we're just going to change the code. After you've done this a few times, you'll learn there's tricks and everything for going through. So in this case, it does not want to embed using the iframe code that I'm generating, so we're going to use their actual code for right now. My guess is because there's certain features that it has. So if I copy their embed code and I go back to Schoology and I edit and I go to my HTML, I'm going to delete out what's there and put this there. You might be thinking, that seems like a lot. Well, that's because it is. You are starting to get into advanced territory with an iframe and embedding things. Sticking a link there to something is perfectly fine. As you can see, this does show up now. However, you do not have access to that immersive reader, so they would need to go to this website. So I personally would say, check out this website and you can see it. And the way that I would link that would be down here. If I paste that code in, there it is, save changes. And it's going to show up down here as a little box when you use that embed. You have to click on it and then it would pop up with that item. If I use the original link here instead, it will actually take me to the website. So let's make it do that. Edit. Get rid of that one. Attach this one. Call it Wakelet. Attach. Save. And we now get our new and improved little link that opens up in a new tab. When it does that, it does take me to the website and I can use all the functionality like Immersive Reader. So sometimes that's what you have to do. There's some websites where you're not going to get all the functionality when you embed them. Sometimes you're going to hit snags, like I did today with quizzes. This is a tool where sometimes you hit a snag, sometimes you don't. And if you're not comfortable troubleshooting and figuring it out, if it doesn't work the first time, don't waste your time. for right now. You got enough on your plate learning this program. This is an advanced setup, so don't worry about if you don't understand it. A link will always work just fine. My pro tip again, just have the kids submit a screenshot after they do it so that you have a really fast and easy grading period. So, I hope you enjoyed how to pull in some extra tools, and we'll be getting into even more advanced things in the coming weeks. Let's kick it up a notch. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you share. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Bye-bye.